Hello, welcome to Animes, another weekly roundup of AmiAmi figure pre-orders. This is 28th of July to 2nd of August 2025. Quite a few figures to look at, so we'll get straight on into it. Comment, like and subscribe for future videos and unboxing videos as well coming up in the future. We've got quite a few figures to get through of those as well, my back catalogue. So yeah, we'll get straight on into it. Links for these figures will be in the description down below, apart from the adult section ones like normal. So we've got Curry original character Angel, 5.5 scale by Native, 39,600 yen. April 2026 release. This is a cast-offable figure, with it being Native, that kind of makes sense. If you're into sort of your Angel themed figures or elegant celestial heavenly figures, and this is quite a good one as well. 1.55 scale is a bit of an odd scale, so you might find it a bit difficult to fit this into your collection, but she does look really nice. The wings are quite nice. They're not like insanely detailed, at least on the tips here. They've gone quite broad in terms of the feathers, but up on the actual arches there are a lot more finer detail, so that's looking quite good there, and good shading and paintwork on there. Obviously the figure itself looks pretty good. Face is pretty nice. Hair is pretty standard as well. It's not overly complex or whatnot. So the hair is fine in twin tails. Body sculpt is pretty simple, pretty good in the chest area, and obviously very scantily clothed, but yeah, she looks pretty good overall. The ribbons are a nice touch. I like the ribbons overall, they're very nice, and obviously you can remove the chest area if you want. It's a bit different. You don't see a lot of figures directly from Native. Normally it's like Binding or one of their subsidiary figure manufacturers, so you don't get a ton of like actual just Native standalone figures. So yeah, it looks pretty good. The faces on this one is a bit like CG in terms of this photo anyways. It's a bit more, you know, sort of photoshopped in. It kind of looks like it looks a bit out of place. That might just be the framing of the hair as well, but yeah, she looks pretty good. Face is a bit flat maybe, and the head position's probably not quite there. Just depends in terms of nitpicking it overall. So she is 28 centimeters high, so yeah, that's probably about 1/6 scale or close to 1/6 scale. Probably, well, but yeah, a bit less than that because obviously she's leaning over a bit more. It looks like quite a nice looking figure, but whether you'd like it, I think depends on your collection. If you're doing this sort of themed figures in your collection, then we've got a Goddess of Victory Nikkei Scarlet Black Shadow Core Scale by GNF Toys and Hobby Sakura, 37,620 yen, July 2026. This is a brand new collab between Hobby Sakura, I think, and this new manufacturer, and you do have to be wary about the fact that this comes from under Chinese specifications. So down here, I'll always check to see if there's any blurb here, which could lead to certain things. So there's differences in distribution, arrival date, and whatnot. So because it's coming directly from China, probably some Hobby Sakura just the one licensing it, I'd guess, in this circumstance. And the GNF is the one that's actually manufacturing it. In terms of the photos, she actually looks really good. It looks like there's pretty good detail in terms of the weapons and the armor sculpting, and the obviously black and red is a nice mix anyways, so you've got that sort of good opposition between the two colors. The actual especially the sort of armor, you got this sort of stretched line fabric going across, obviously on the chest area and on her legs as well, for the gaps where the skin would be seen. Is actually a nice difference. It's not just bare skin, so there is a bit more effort, I guess, to show like a fabric that or that's stretched on the bodysuit. Armor plating again looks really good. A bit more satin color than glossy, whereas her actual suit's definitely very glossy, which makes sense in the material. So you look pretty good, and you got 4 different types of what's this sort of headpiece, but yeah, here you can see the lines a bit more easily. So yeah, it's definitely different. I've never seen this before on the figure, so that's a bit more of a unique take. So yeah, I do like it a lot. Hair sculpting looks really good, and like this detailing, as you can see, there's damaging weathering parts on the end of this cape. So definitely high quality, I think, overall. The glossy black definitely is easy for the armor plates because it's just gloss black. and then you just lighting do the rest of it. So there's not going to be any shading there. They've just done shading or obviously edge highlighting on reds. So that's fine. That definitely simplifies the process of painting for this figure. And obviously there's some shading in the hair. And I think this sort of halo umbrella thing is making some effect or at least from the lighting in that one. But yeah, there's a little bit of hair shading, not too much. So overall, pretty good looking figure, and it's quarter scale, so she's going to be very nice scale anyways if you're into large figures. And I think just under 40,000 yen is quite nice, especially with the sort of, you know, scenic base that she's got going on. So yeah, she does look really good, pretty nice. I haven't played the game. I would be very tempted to get this if I ever do get into the game. And then we've got I decided to include some RoboCop from Hot Toys. So movie masterpiece diecast RoboCop 2 1/6 scale of Kane, single shipment, 80,750 yen, October 2026. Just extremely nice looking figure from Hot Toys, insane detailing, obviously posable figure with a removable armor piece, looks like, as well. Is that armor piece removable? No, that's just the torso. Yeah, so posable, looks really good. These obviously insanely expensive, and definitely if you're massive into collecting from well, RoboCop's one of my favorite movies, so if you're a fan of RoboCop, you probably will want this to be a centerpiece in your collection. I was very tempted to get this, and obviously there's the RoboCop as well, which you can also get for 50,000 yen. Again, single shipment, so you can't combine both of these. October 2026. Again, looks really good. Love the paintwork. Love the posability. Everything looks immaculate on these Hot Toys. I just thought I'd mention it because and obviously you get the brain case of Kane as well in this. Insane pair duo to have in your collection. I think if you're a super RoboCop fan, you're probably going to be buying these. If you're in America, I think you'll have retailers there that'll be getting these anyways. If you're more in Europe or whatnot, you can get at least these through AmiAmi. So yeah, I just thought I'd include these. RoboCop's amazing movie, the original ones. Definitely worth watching. Yeah, very good looking figures these are. Excuse me. Oh, bloody hell. Yeah, movie master are definitely worth getting hold of. I think I would be very tempted to potentially get these, but I might just bookmark these for me personally, because I don't know how I'm going to be in October next year. Then we've got Pop-Up Parade Panty and Stocking set for 11,700 yen. So these are sort of they're Pop-Up Parade, so they're very simple figures. They're about 6,000 yen each if you want to get them separately. Coming out in January 2026. They look fine. You know, they look like they're lifted straight from the cartoon. So I think, yeah, definitely a lot of people will probably be getting these potentially, since there are some figures that we've seen the scale figures, but obviously they're not as actually straight from the artwork, I would say, from their source material, as they are from here with the scaling of their shoes and their legs and that lot. Whereas the actual scale figure is obviously a lot more, you know, humanoid proportioned. So yeah, I think if you're a bit more truist, you'd probably get these anyways, and they're a good price. Pop-Up Parade SP Overlord Albedo Jet Black Dress version, 11,700 yen, February 2026. Pop-Up Parade SP, much more higher detail than your standard Pop-Up Parade. She looks really good. The feathers look really nicely sculpted as well, but not, you know, like barely any shading on the feathers, which is fine. And obviously she's just looks really nice, and very clean paint job, I think, for this one for 12,000 yen. And I think she's larger as well, the SP line. 24 centimeters, 24.5 to 1/7 scale, I would say, closely. Unlike normal Pop Parades. Normal Pop Parades are a bit smaller than 1/7. Rudo original character Sugar Gospel version 1/6 by Criosis, 19,600 yen, May 2026. Nightwear lingerie character, semi-translucent nightwear. She looks fine, don't mind it. Very simple though. I think the hair shading is really good for the white hair or grey hair, so that's fine. That's about it really. I think she looks fine, pretty nice looking figure. I think you'd have to really like the source material or the artist. This is that's done this. I don't see a paintwork, tacky. So if you're a fan of tacky, then this might be something you would want to get in your collection. Umamusume Pretty Derby, Durandal by Fat Company, 25,720 yen, June 2026. Very nice outfit, as a lot of them Umamusume figures are. Their outfits are just really nice, and well, you know, they match the attire that they're going for. Racehorses. Just like this one's very much royal, you know, sort of royal nobility dress, which I'm guessing she is from the anime. But yeah, like the sword is a nice touch. You don't get obviously weapons like that normally, or other physical accessories with Umamusume figures. So that's a nice extra touch to have with this figure. Yeah, she just looks really nice. Very nice looking figure, and I like the fact they do this crown, like I guess the crown on this one earpiece rather than a traditional just crown if she is royalty. Yeah, looks really nice. Definitely not very nice looking figure. I'm just not an Umamusume fan. Then we've got another Umamusume Vivalos 1/7, 23,800 yen by Good Smile. So not Fat Company. What's Fat Company? 1/7. So both 1/7. Again, nice outfit. Pretty simple base compared to a lot of the other Umamusume figures. That might be the only thing that's a bit lacking. Overall, the figure's very nice. Painting looks really good. Pretty good, very good shading on the blue bits, anyways, on the ribbons and whatnot. But the dress is pretty clean, and yeah, just very nice Umamusume figure. Then we've got illustrated original Azamaku Usagi Sitting Bunny by Catherine, 1/7 by Kutapakir, 25,080 yen, March 2026. So pretty simple bunny figure sitting on this sort of digitized seat. She looks fine. Anything like the body sculpting. Obviously the folds are okay. The face is a bit off-putting. I don't quite like the face, and I don't really like the hair sculpting on this one. It's a bit simple, I would say. It's not exactly massively detailed. And then we've got the standing bunny version as well, 1/7. I think these are the same character, I would guess, because it seems like exactly the same figure from these, and the face looks the same, I think, between the two. Just leaning over on a bar stool. It's fine, I suppose. And I think you can combine them if you wanted to. I thought there was a photo of them together. There, like this. Here we go. So you can have them like this if you wanted to. So I think you slot her seat, you know, that she's sitting up this way. So then they're 69ing each other, kind of. Yeah. I probably wouldn't obviously spend the 50,000 yen to do that personally. So they look fine, but yeah, I don't think not for 25,000 yen by these figures. Since I don't know the artwork, I'm not particularly familiar with this artist. Then we've got Unicorn Overlord Yana by Kutapakir, 21,980 yen. So this one's cheaper. Sculpt work looks much better. Paint job I think is better, especially on the cloak. That green cloak is amazing on the back. So yeah, she looks really good. Yeah, just very nice. I like the green hair, and the body definition, like that stomach is very nicely sculpted. So yeah, and I like the freckles as well. It's a nice touch. You don't see that a lot with these figures. It's kind of common for, I guess, witches to have freckles. But yeah, she looks really good. The hat's very nicely done as well. So yeah, just a very nice sort of witch figure. If you're treating it as an OC, and not being on a simple base as well. The boots are very nicely done. The outfit's very nicely sculpted and painted as well. Yeah, just a very nice figure. 22,000 yen. Cheaper than those other ones, and better personally in my opinion. Then we've got Pop-Up Parade Berserk Guts XL complete figure by Max Factory, 33,250 yen, April 2026. So I've got the L version of Pop-Up Parade Guts here, which is very nice. Definitely glad I got it, and obviously this one's been re-released quite a few times. Anyways, but this was obviously a lot cheaper than 33,000 yen. This wasn't. I think this was about 11,000, 12,000 yen, something like that, when I purchased him. So yeah, and there is the optional head bit, but I didn't bother also doing the lighting for that. So yeah, that's really nice. Obviously this one is a lot bigger. As you'll see, there's a comparison photo when I get to it. Here we go. So that's this compared to my head, and it's like twice the size. So it's yeah, so it's basically the size of a torso. So you're very close to court scale in terms of sizing, with him being slouched over like that and perched up on this rock. So looks a lot more shiny. Definitely the armor looks like a lot more metallic compared to my Parade, the elf size. Obviously, you got the blood detailing on the arm, on the sword, on the dragon slayer sword is amazing. And there's, I think, much more weathering as well on the armor and the cape. So it is definitely a better paint job, and obviously a much larger figure. Whether it's worth like nearly 3 times the price of the L size, it's down to you personally. I've got the L1. I think I'm probably just going to bookmark it and see if it comes down from 33,000 yen. If it goes to like 25,000 yen, then I'll probably get it. For XL, you know, then it's double the value. You know, it's just over double. That's probably when I'll purchase, but I don't think for 3 times it's personally I'm going to get it. Since it is a pretty, like, they've got the same mold, they've done it multiple times in normal and then L size and now XL size. So yeah, and it's single shipment as well, so you can't even combine it with anything to bring the shipping cost down. So I think worth it if you've missed out the L size. If you've already got the L size, you probably want to see if it comes down on some sort of sale. Personally, you know, when it's original sale, ORP is 35,000 yen. It is 3 times the price then, pretty much. So yeah, personally, I would probably give it a miss. Just bookmark it and just hopefully when it comes out in April, or and if it's still available a few months after that, then hopefully that will live. But the previous ones re-released of the L size did sell out pretty quickly, so I don't know how. We'll just have to see about it. But if it doesn't sell and it does, this pre-order button doesn't disappear, you know, within a week or so, then that means it's still available for pre-order, obviously, and that means for that price it probably isn't shifting. There's probably a lot of people that are refusing to buy it for that price. Then there's hope that it'll go on sale after a release. Then we've got Preordering Beyond Journey's End, Reflections of a Distant Memory on 7th by Good Smile Company, 20,000 yen, August 2026. This one, pretty simple paintwork, like no hair shading. There's a little bit of shading in the black cloak, very minimal shading in the dress. Some good shading and wood effect on the staff. It's a crystal umbrella, crystal butterfly, so that's pretty simple anyways. That's just an injection mold. The base is very nicely detailed. The water effects and the moss and stonework are pretty good. I think that's better painting there than on the figure itself, personally. 22,000 yen though, it seems to be alright, but yeah, I think the figure is just a bit lacking. I like a bit more shading and whatnot, especially on the hair, and probably, I guess the dress is probably okay. I think just a bit more shading in the hair and maybe a bit more detail work in the face, because the face is very flat in this one. Like the eyes look quite good, but like the cheeks, there's just not enough definition, I think, in this. It's just pretty simple. Yeah. So I think overall the face and hair, I think, just a bit off-putting overall. The rest of the figure's not too bad, and obviously the base is really good. Blue Archive Hina, dress version 1/7 by Good Smile, 18,800 yen, August 2026. So I do like this out dress. It's very nice, very elegant, and the sort of bat wings, I guess, succubus wings that she's got going on here is very nice. Don't quite like these support rods that are coming off the side. That's kind of off-putting. Like, I do like the wings coming out from underneath the dress is good. It's a nice different touch rather than just coming from the back. But these support rods, I think, ruin it for a lot of people. even though they'll be clear. It looks like they're coloured actually almost the same as this bottom frill bit of the dress, so that is actually quite off-putting personally. If you can ignore those, or if you could remove them, the wings are very nice, the dress looks really nice. I like the star pattern on it, I like the paintwork on there. Sculpting is really good as well. I think there's not too many folds, so that's simplified the figure I think overall. And the hair shading looks pretty good. Face looks actually pretty nice. Overall is a very nice, just elegant figure. I just don't like those support rods personally. Then we've got my Yuigahama from my romantic comedy snafu, but good smile, 19,000 energy in August 2026. 1/6 scale as well actually. So yeah, this actually looks really good. I think a better detail than a lot of other ones, and for a good price, 20,000 yen. I think some of the other scale figures we've gone over before have been, I think, but the Ulta ones are like 25,000 yen or more. So yeah, I think Ulta have done her before. So yeah, this looks really, and it's 1/6 scale. I think overall looks really good. Like the sculpt work and the blazer and the jumper and the shirt looks really nice. The face I quite like. The scarf I like the scarf, but I think it might be too much going on potentially. But I think she always has a scarf anyway, so it makes sense from the character perspective. Hair shading, sculpting looks really good. The microphone looks pretty good. The face is fine, I think, as well, especially for the price, for less than 20,000 yen. She looks really good, I think, overall. And obviously, it's a very good anime to watch. AmiAmi Hinamori uniform version, 1/7 by Kodabiki, 20,900 yen, February 2026. Yep, like the outfit. I love the leggings actually. Going over the shoes, I'd like that a lot. Yeah, very cutesy sort of flamboyant and dynamic schoolgirl figure. I like the tie as well, being sort of thrown around in the wind. Yeah, she looks really good, I think, overall. Not familiar with the series, but I do like the red and black and the pinks. Definitely all goes together, I think. And I do like this sort of bag on the waist. It's very nice, cute, like little touch. That's obviously certain anime girls will have this sort of waist bag belt situation going on. So yeah, very cute looking figure. Mysterious Disappearances, Sumuriko Ogawa, complete figure by Union Creative, 24,540 yen. It is not a cast off figure. This one is a bit, which is very well in the chest area, obviously, but not super sexualized or anything like that. Like the jeans are very realistic. Like the jumper. Love this green shading here. It's got some highlighting as well, actually, to show light coming in from the front. Like the book, just very art realistic looking figure. I think they've gone over beyond, above and beyond, I would say, for realism in terms of the fabrics and the scenery. So yeah, very nice looking figure. The face I think is a bit weird, but I think that might just be down to the anime. I think she's probably got those style of eyebrows. So I think overall very good looking figure. Definitely high quality overall in terms of the paintwork. I just don't know the IP. Fate Stay Night, Heaven's Feel Saber Alter Kimono version, 1/7 by Kadakawa, 23,760 yen, March 2026. The kimono's amazing. Love the paintwork. Love this scarf that she's got as well. This giant fur scarf going on is very nice, and the umbrella is an extremely nice touch. It looks like a very expensive figure, but for 24,000 yen, you're getting a lot figure for this. So I think it's a very nice price. I think there was another figure by Ulta as well in the same source material, same artwork. That was way more expensive from, I think, in the 30,000 yen range. I think that was 1/7 as well. But yeah, she looks really good. Very nice looking figure. I love the detailing. I think this would be really good, especially for just a kimono figure in general. She looks really good. You don't see a lot of kimono figures with the umbrella. Then you got Goddess of the Moon, Luna, 1/6 by Eclipse Feather, 23,520 yen, October 2026. So another one of those sort of crescent moon figures that we see every now and then. Obviously side boob going on, top, front and back sort of piece of fabric being held on by some linkage. I do like this crescent moon style. This one's definitely a bit more golden and white compared to the other crescent moon style figures we've seen before. And it being this sort of angle actually is a bit more different. Sort of the stand being obviously as 45 degree. Yeah, she looks really good. Very nice looking figure. I just don't think, like, I'd love the moon detailing and whatnot. She looks really good, especially if you're doing, like, if you're more into lunar themes, then I think worth getting a hold of. Hatsune Miku Magical Mirai 2025 version, 1/7 by Design Coco, 29,700 yen, July 2026. Okay, so her sleeves have got actual sculpted sort of lines going in there, which you don't see a lot of because that's a lot of extra detailing to put in for the molding. So that's definitely an expense. And the braiding as well, actually, on her hair. So this braiding that's on the top of her hair that's extra sculpt work. So that's a lot more extra detail that they've got to put in. All these ribbons and these jewelry that she's got in her twin tails is extra. So yeah, there's a lot of detailing and small bits and pieces going together to tie the whole figure together. So it's, for this price, 30,000 yen, makes sense, I think, for 1/7 scale. And it is a very, very nice Miku figure, but I think almost all of them have been very nice anyways. It's just whether you like this design, because there's so many designs out there. I always say this, but Miku is one of those characters that you either fall in love with the design or you don't. I don't collect Miku, so I'm not. I like all of them. They're all really good generally. I don't think I've seen any really bad ones. So they've all been very good, and they're all unique and good in their own unique style. Since they're all obviously taking inspiration from different types of artwork and different elements from different sources. But yeah, overall, this is just really good. Not the best, not the highest detail, not the highest paint job, but very good, I think, overall. I don't think, and it's from Design Coco, which have only recently sort of been doing the bigger IPs like Hatsune Miku characters and other actual named characters from IPs that we know of. Then we get into the series of Fate Grand Order figures. I think these all not yet. A bit later on, there's a bunch of Fate / Grand Order figures. Fate Grand Order Beast, Sodom's Beast Draco, 2nd Ascension, 1/7 by Medicos Entertainment, 22,260 yen, May 2026. She looks really good. Obviously, definitely a lot more on the lolly side. The reds and the golds look really nice. Love the whites as well. She looks like she's obviously very powerful as well, with this giant gauntlet, hand going on, and this triple crowning. She's got crowns for bloody pauldrons. So yeah, very unique design, and obviously she's got the chalice and the blood sacrifice going on for the chalice. It's a very nice looking figure. I like the design. Yeah, really good looking figure from Fate Grand Order, I think. And Medicos Entertainment, I've got Black Lagoon Medicos Entertainment figures anyways, and they're really nice. The paint job's been really good, sculpting's been really good. The boxes have been really good as well. I like the box design. So I think, and they're very good price. 22,000 yen for this, I think very much worth it. Re-release of Character Vocal Series 01 Hatsune Miku 15th Anniversary version on 7th. Single shipment, 44,000 yen though, this one is nearly. September 2026. So a re-release of the strawberry kind of Miku that a lot of people obviously missed out on. And this is obviously a lot of people really like this one. It takes up a lot of space. It's very centered. And just very eye-catching, but there's so much detail as well when you go into the smaller parts. Like the ribbons are actually extremely nicely painted and detailed on the twin tails. The sculpting, the fact that they have these hollow twists in these massive twin tails is very hard to achieve in terms of a sculpting manufacturing feel. The spoons, obviously, dessert spoons, very nice touch. Her outfit is, whites, gold, reds, strawberry dessert themed, is extremely nice. Very summery. Yeah, extremely nice looking figure. I can definitely see why they've re-released this one. I'm very tempted to pre-order this as well, just to be like my only Miku figure, because obviously a lot of people pre-ordered this one, and it is currently sitting at #1 ranking on pre-orders. So I can definitely see why a lot of people definitely did want this figure. Here we go. So yeah, very nice looking figure. I think definitely worth getting a hold of if you missed out and you're right paying that kind of money for this figure. Fake Grand Order Saber Senji Muramasa 1/8 by Alta, 30,090 yen, October 2026. So love the fire effects going on here. 1/8 scale is a bit on the smaller side, so he's not gonna fit a lot of your other figures, especially a lot of your other fake figures. A lot of those will be 1/7. Majority of fake figures are 1/7. But the paint job looks really good. The fire effects are pretty good as well. They're not the best, but I think they're very good fire effects overall. Yeah, his design, sculpt work, paint job is immaculate on him personally. So the figure itself looks really good, and the fire is just a nice elevation for the figure. And for 30,000 yen by Ulta, very good looking figure. I think definitely worth getting, especially if you're trying to get more male figures into your collection. Then we've got Goddess of Victory Nikkei Scarlet Black Shadow Longing Flower Court Scale by Hobby Sakura. This one, 45,540 yen, July 2026. So unlike the other one, which is in collab with GSF, this one is Hobby Sakura themselves doing this one. Although it's got the same stipulation here for Chinese specifications. So overall, this one, I think I really like the kimono that she's in. Obviously, definitely revealing a lot of chest area. So the sort of traditional sort of samurai aesthetic as well. Very sexy. Love the hair. Very dynamic. The kimono is very nicely sculpted. Love the base as well that's got going on here. Definitely a step up from your traditional bunny court scales that you can see behind me, and in the same price range. So I think even if you don't play Goddess of Victory, these court scales are probably worth getting hold of if you like large scale figures, especially if you're not going to go to the step of getting resin figures, which are nearly double the price of this usually, or sort of minimum £300 or $500, sort of $500 range plus. So yeah, very good looking figure. This is a sort of top end quarter scale PVC, figures that we got, PVC ABS of actual figures, rather than going before you get to resin. Then we got a bunch of Fate Grand Order figures by QQ. So we've got Lancer, Stage 3 1/7 for 19,250 yen, and that is coming out late August this year actually. So there's a bunch of these coming out this month. So you've got Lancer, then we've got Scaddy as well, 21,780 yen. Then you've got Bathory, Brave. Pre-orders closed, so this one I can definitely see why it's sold out, because this one's actually like the armor, like the sword shield, very nice, and obviously bikini. So she looks really good. That one's actually a very nice looking one. QSQ in a good price, I think, as well. Then we've got Ego Passion Lip, 41,580 yen. She obviously takes up a lot of space because of these giant hand weapons that she's got going on. So she's not a very tall figure, but she takes up a lot of shelf space, and obviously very well down in the chest area. So 42,000 yen. That's coming up later as well. Then you've got Soji, ninjutsu style figure with jetpack armaments. So yeah, 28,380 yen. Then we've got Melusine, 26,180 yen. And there's more buying options, pre-order for the same price. Okay, August 8th, so literally coming out, being released very soon. Then we've got Shuten Doji Assassin Shuten Doji, 22,880 yen think a lot of people did pre-order this one. I think this one's the second release of this one, if I remember correctly, coming out as well later this month. Then we've got Caster Shooting Doji. Definitely, I think a lot of people will be getting this one as well, and it looks like it'll take a lot more space as well on your figure. But the Shooting Doji ones are very nice. And then we've got Mash as well, 29,920 yen, looking pretty good. And that's it for them. So the series of Fate figures that are coming out later this month. So probably worth getting hold of since they're all, most of them are available for pre-order. And then we go into Shinobi Master Senran Kagura, New Link Asuna Swimsuit version 1/6 by Honey 2, 22,990 yen, July 2026. This is a cast-off figure. They don't show any pictures, but based on the photos, it looks like this towel is fabric, I think, and so is the bikini top. It looks like it's made of cloth, so I think that's how it's removable. So it's just cloth material, and then you obviously got the donut ring. So if you're into cast-off figures and bikinis, then she looks really pretty good. The skin shading and sculpting looks fine. 22,000 yen for a 1/6 scale is not bad, I think, overall, with the bikini top. So yeah, she looks pretty good, and it's Senran Kagura, which is an ecchi anime series anyways. And then we've also got Yumi as well, so if you more of a silver hair dress kind of girl, she looks really good. Again, well endowed in chest area and removable chest area, removable top. This is mentioned as being cast off as well, so cast off at your own risk. So I don't know what part is cast off, whether it is the top or not, or whether it's specifically to do with the inflatable ring. Maybe when you're adding that on or removing it, that can also mean cast off. They have to put that as a warning for in terms of if you paint transfer or whatnot, that you do it at your own risk. Hatsune Miku Crystal Dress version 1/7 by Shibuya Scramble, 28,050 yen, September 2026. So very nice looking Hatsune Miku figure, and Shibuya Scramble do this all the time with these crystal dress themed figures. They go overboard on the sort of see-through crystal effects. And it does look very nice. You'd have to have pretty good lighting though, I think, for all the reflections now to add and elevate the figure. When they're not given adequate lighting, they don't actually look that good. At least from like the Ram and Rem and Elizabeth Crystal Dress ones I've seen, photos of them in crappy lighting, they actually don't look very good. So yeah, very nice looking figure. Overall, I think if you do the same overboard lighting, looks really good. There's 2 entries of this though, because this entry can only be shipped to China, and then there's one that's identical, but it says it cannot be shipped to China. So you got one which can, and one that cannot, and I don't know why. I think it's just that for certain tariffs or licensing for this specific figure, they have to have 2 entries on AmiAmi website for some reason. So yeah. That's just to let you know that does sometimes happen with figures. You'll see 2 entries on AmiAmi, same price, and they'll just be this specific stipulation, or they'll have different lists of countries. Like some of them will be Asia and South Africa, and then some of them will be European and North American countries that they can go to, and they just separate them into the different hemispheres for some reason. And then we've got Grand Blue Fantasy Silver. Gentian Blue version by Apex, 1/7 scale for 26,590 yen, July 2026. I really like the fold sculpt work in this dress, especially the way it flows in the back here along with this hair, and the blue undertone highlighting as well, showing the reflection of the dress, I guess, in the hair. Extremely nice. And obviously the weapon is very nicely detailed. The stool's very nice, and the shoes are very nice. Her skin shading is good. I think average. I think in terms of the skin paint work, just the sculpt work and the paint in the hair, the weapon and the dress are very nice. So I do like the sort of blue, this royal blue going on. Very silk looking dress. Very nice. So yeah, very nice looking figure. Love the pose as well. Very dynamic. It's just I think the skin's a bit weaker. There's a weaker portion, unfortunately. There's not tons of like around the knees. You would expect there to be a bit better shading potentially, but very nice looking figure. Now we're into the adult section, so NSFW figures. So these figures will not be linked down below. Start with, we've got Odoriko, illustration by Yatsumi Suzume, 1/6 by Apocrypha Toys for 17,240 yen, November 2026. Very much kind of like a goddess style feel kind of aesthetic. I think that their past figure was a sort of dark-skinned cast-off figure as well, with lots of gold jewelry, so very similar to this. This is just obviously a redhead version, kind of version of it. I would say different design, but yeah, it looks very, very sexy looking figures anyways. Very nice looking effect, fully cast off if you want, or at least one boob out, and then obviously her leg region being cast off, or being shown. Very simple. I think the gold looks alright. It's just obviously there. This is a pretty simple, sex sells figure, and obviously the price kind of denotes that, with it not being insanely expensive. So yeah, she looks fine. I think if you're like these lying down sort of goddess style celestial being characters or designs that are cast off as well, they're probably worth getting hold of. The previous one looked really good, but that one did get, I think that one's about the same price, or did go slightly under in price. So this one's a good price anyways, even if you do get it at pre-order value. Then we go 10 minute RPG, Rinko Akiyama swimsuit version 1/6 by Pure, 29,700 yen, May 2026. Very shiny in the skin. Probably makes sense with it being a swimsuit themed figure. But yeah, she does look really very large chest area. Probably a bit more exaggerated than she normally is. But yeah, it's very shiny skin. I think it might be a bit off-putting personally, depending on how you are. I do like the hair shading and sculpt work, and I do like this very thin bikini that she's got going on. So overall, I do quite like the figure. I think just the skin's too shiny personally for me. There is a more expensive version. So this one is, you have some swap some body pieces over and whatnot to get to this figure, with it being not mentioned to being cast off. It's just there's chest parts that can be swapped out, but they're not showing the photos here. And then if you want to go spend about 9,000 yen more, you can get the DX version, which is the swimsuit version main figure and the nude version main figure with face accessories, etc., an alternative underwear part and sword handle. So this one is 2 figures, but doesn't mention about the number of bases. So whether you have 2 bases as well, so you've got 2 full bodies, one which is actually cast off, so where she's obviously got no underwear and the bikini top's obviously exposing her chest area, and different hand options for that. So hopefully that's 2 figures too, but I don't know because they're not specifying the amount of bases. Normally when they do this, they actually specify how many bases there are. So that's the only issue I have with this one, is you might be stuck with 1 base and you have to choose between the 2 bodies. But I think for this price they should have 2 bases. So you might just want to hold off, bookmark this if you do want that option. I think the cast off one I think is probably a bit more attractive personally over the just body swap version, because we don't even know how cast off those ones are. It doesn't mention it being cast off anyways. Well, this one doesn't even mention it being cast off because you're not really removing parts. Seems to be 2 figures. Then we've got the tall, big-breasted dragon who doesn't know anything about naughty things, Irina Fartangna, 1/5 by Hot Venus, 44,000 yen, August 2026. This one I'm very tempted to get actually, because I do like this design. I love the pose. I do, even though the breasts are very large, I think from the pose and just obviously there's like sweat marks going on here as well. The tassels are a very nice touch. I like the overall design, and I'm a sucker for dragon girls anyways. So the tail is a bit simple, I think on the purple scales at the top, but I think that might be just down to the lighting. But yeah, I do like this pose. I like the design. She's got a fat ass and nice big rack. Yeah, and the hair's very nice all over the place. Very nice looking figure. I think probably bookmark, maybe not auto pre-order. But I do like this a lot from Hot Venus. I just didn't wait to see when I get one of my Hot Venus ones in. Should be in the next month or so. See what the quality of their figures are actually like before I actually sort of commit to this. And this is a single shipment, unfortunately. Then we got Kaiga Kidon cosplay series Cowgirl 1/6 by Bedroom Honey, 11,880 yen, December 2025. This is cast off, but she's wearing a fabric top over her massive milkers. So I do like this sort of, you know, she's riding a cow, spring cow sort of toy. But it's very, the detailing in the body sculpt is very simple. There's no muscle definition there. The hair shading and sculpting is pretty simple. You're buying this because she's got, you know, cloth fabric that you can remove to have two massive milkers, you know, boobs out on display if you want to have her fully cast off if you want. But for 12,000 yen, kind of makes sense if you're simple man or simple collector into just massive cow sex appeal. Then I think this is a good price overall. Really, just wish we would see how she is cast off, but we're not going to see that photos, unfortunately. Then we've got King of Hell Paimon by Mataro 1/6 by manufacturer Lovely, 29,700 yen, June 2026. I do like the outfit. It does sort of cinch into the skin where you'd expect it to, or pinch in and the skin sort of bells out over it. I do like the design, obviously very well big in the chest area. Quite like the face. Overall, I like the design. Whether I would actually pay this kind of money for this figure cast off, maybe not. I don't know. I think I prefer her being cast on actually, because I actually like the outfit. When she's cast off like this sort of detracts, I think, from the detail of the figure overall. But yeah, she looks good actually. I do quite like the figure, and I do like this sort of OC design overall. Very nice looking figure. Just whether it's whether you'd want this quarter scale, you know, this sort of if you prefer cast off or cast on. I prefer her with actually the being clothed personally. I do quite like that design. And then we've got this one's a bit of an interesting one. Miyoshi Gold Bikini version, regular edition 1/6 by Ren Contre, 20,370 yen. Jan 2026. Just a pretty simple bikini girl figure sitting on some sort of buffet thing. Yeah, cast off in the chest area. She looks fine. Is it multiple face? Yes, multiple face plates. She's got a smiling face, or she's got, you know, pinched, excited, embarrassed mouth face. The DX version, I don't think I saw. There's not much of a price difference, if I remember correctly. 22,000 yen. Okay, what do you get extra for this one? For an acrylic stand, I wouldn't even bother paying the extra. I'd save the 2,000 yen and just get the original one if you want this figure. But this one's not. There's not anything extra going on with it. You know, it's just a pretty simple bikini girl figure that's cast off. And that's it. And that does it for this week of AmiAmi figure pre-orders. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I shall catch you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.